Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about dating with mental health and with addiction recovery. Um, as I said in one of my previous videos, I have found dating particularly hard since giving up alcohol. It's not just the element of the fact that I would like to have a drink for touch of courage. Um, it also made it a lot easier to make the first move when I felt that was right. And also knowing when to tell people. And to tell people about that and my mental health. It's been difficult, and not every reaction has been positive. But I do honestly believe that I think the earlier you tell the person that you're planning on dating, the better. Because not only out of respect to them, because they have the right to walk away if it's not for them, but also because out of respect to yourself. Why get into something? Why go in deep and start having feelings for someone that's going to walk away from you in the end? Um, because not everyone is going to be able to handle dating someone with mental health, and not everyone is going to be able to date someone that's in recovery. Um, there is a fear to it, and that you might relapse, and they'll have to deal with that. And you do have to be mentally prepared yourself to date someone with mental health issues and in recovery. And you will find someone. I still believe that I will. Um, the whole bullshit that I used to give about not wanting to find someone and that I'm happy on my own, I am happy on my own. And life is easier on my own. And I do find it hard at my age of 31 to change my lifestyle and my habits for to be accommodating to someone else. But I am willing to do it. I am willing to put in the work. I just need someone that's going to be patient, um, and that is going to understand. Because, yeah, as I say, not everyone's geared up for it. But I think if you don't tell them, you run the risk of them walking out when you've already fallen for them. And if you're like me and you tend to fall pretty fast and hard, you got to get yourself hurt. um, I do tend to tell before the first date because I'd rather not even get that far. But you don't have to. You can allow them the time to get to know you first and get to know who you are before you do discuss it. Um, but I would do it as early as possible because it's only going to cause hurt and pain when later down the road. I think. I mean, dating is hard anyway. I mean, I think nowadays with the you can't approach someone because you might be called a creep, you might be accused of stalking, you might I just don't know what you don't know what's going to come of it. And approaching someone in public is extremely difficult if you don't have the confidence to do it, and it's not for everyone. I personally, I think I've only approached a handful of people, and most of them were probably while I was drunk. And dating apps, dating apps is a loop because the dating apps want you to be on there because they want users, they want people paying for their services, they want you to they want people to get off it, but their success rates at the same time still need to be good for them to be able to promote that they can find you a relationship, and there's new generations coming along all the time. And most of the dating apps, it's tiring, especially for someone like that's not necessarily what society sees as attractive. I know I'm not a bad looking guy, but I wouldn't say I'm a necessarily hot or fit or whatever. But I am probably am to some people, but not not the consensus. Let's say that. And dating apps is very shallow. Um, but then it's shallow on both sides. So I think even myself can be a bit shallow sometimes. Unless I'm bored and then I just swipe everybody, and it's like, well, what's the point of that? Um, and I think there's a lot of pressure on preferences too. You're allowed to have your preferences. If you find a particular ethnicity more attractive than another, that's not racist, that's preference. If you find a body size, whether you're male or female, if you find a body size, or non-binary, or trans, whatever you are, if you find something more attractive, that's okay. And you shouldn't be ashamed of that or be bullied into believing that you should. And I just think that there's a lot of pressure nowadays, especially when you're hitting your 30s, to have someone to be in a relationship, to settle down. But your time will come, and someone that accepts you for who you are, mental health, addiction recovery, and all, warts and all. Everybody has baggage at the end of the day. And I think it's important to remember your own self worth, and to remember that you don't have to settle. And in the long run, it's really not worth settling, because you will go bored, or you will fall out of love with that person because the love actually really isn't there, because you're just settling for what you think you deserve. But you deserve your highest standards. And it's important to remember that. And have fun while dating. That's the most important thing about it all. Have fun while you're doing it. If you're the type of person that goes on a lot of dates, there's nothing wrong with that. I've found that my recent dates haven't been so successful. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to give up. I'm a very determined person. Some might say stubborn, but I say determined. And it's important to accept who you are before you go out into that dating world, and before you put yourself out there like that. Because it's easier to come back from when you know your worth. And I think that's something I'm still working on. It's something that it takes time. But when things don't go well, or you get rejected, it's important to keep your head up and move on. Anyway, this has been JPWC24. I hope you're having a great day and a great mental health day, and I'll speak to you guys soon.